Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL, and today we are doing one of the elongated arrowheads, but this is the elongated by doubling the little diamond that is at the end of the regular arrowhead. Um, it kind of stretches it out in a way that makes it a little bit weird. It looks less organic, less like water flowing, and a little bit more digital like in my mind. At least that's what I see. Um, but this time we started off with the arrowhead coming towards the center and then turn it around in the middle, so that way both sides are pointed to the middle. And it gives it a really much different look than the last one where I had it pointing both outwards. So to that extent, this was a huge success. This was like to find out whether or not it would make a difference, and it did, and that's awesome. And making a difference is kind of what I'm all about. So, yeah, I could honestly say this is one that I might kind of tag for later to see about making this as a double wide, because the relief area is interesting to say the least, and I'm kind of curious as to what that would kind of look like as a double wide. So we did that before with the regular elongated one, the 4-3 zigzag. We did a double just to see, and yeah, I've already got the string set aside to make that into a cylinder. I've got a tin can from I think it was like from some Christmas cookies or something from like last year, and I saved it because I thought it was like a nice sized tin, like could put pens or something in it, that kind of thing. And taking a look at how much string I had and what the possibilities were, I think it's going to be like the perfect fit for doing that with. So that's already a thing. If this turns out to be really cool, then who knows? Maybe I make something else with this. Might be an interesting contrast. Although, since I already picked out like rainbow colors for that one, maybe I need to try this in like a fade or something else, something different. Because I don't want all my cans to look the same, right? Like my idea is eventually one day up on one of the shelves, it's just nothing but things that I've created, and I think that would be kind of fun. Because like right now, like my bigger project, I have the big project's on the living room wall, and then I have like 3 pillows that are on the couch out there. So yeah, nobody really gets to see it except for people who visit the house, and that's primarily just family and a couple friends. So I don't know. I kind of really would love to have my artwork out where more people could see it, or like in here where people could see it. Just doesn't make sense having pillows back there though, right? I just not the look. Who knows? We'll maybe do some changes in the office, change things around. I have some ideas, but we'll see how that goes. So it's only at the pink part coming in? Yeah. Little ways to go. Oh, this took me a little more than 2 hours to make. Like 2 hours and 10 minutes. But in my defense, I was playing a game on my phone where I was like in a tournament to be one of the top players. The higher up you are in the tournament at the winning, the more points and things that you get to help make your game even faster the next time. And so I was a bit involved with that and a little bit distracted. And but yeah, it's a couple hours to make a 16 string bracelet. I guess that makes kind of sense. I was a bit nervous about like its change up in the center because I was afraid that might make a mistake. Obviously it was the dark blue is the string that gets used absolutely the most. Next to that was probably the pinkish purple, but really the dark blue one, that got used the absolute most. Didn't have any trouble with strings running out or any of that kind of stuff. There was at no point was I thinking, oh God, I need to worry about something. If you're new here, that all comes down to me cutting my strings in thirds. I know I've said this 100 times or more, but cutting your strings with a nice length left over might mean you scrap some, but in the long run, you kind of get the most out of your strings without the worry of ever running out, you know. So hopefully that helps somebody out there. Kind of works for me though. It totally works for me. I used to cut my string in quarters and then worry and have some patterns where it just runs out and you have like an inch after the bracelet, so you can't make a tassel. You have to tie off that strand to the rest of the tassel, and it's not a good look. It doesn't look professional. It's not nice. And like now I do kumi loops, you know, because that makes it look a little bit more professional. I take all the strings together and take one off, wrap it around the whole group, take the second one, wrap it around what's left, and so on to start out the bracelet, so it starts out as clean looking as possible. A lot of little steps just to try to make the bracelet look as good as I can. And yeah, hopefully it shows. Hopefully you guys can see in the work that I create, you know, how much I care and how much I want it to turn out nice. So yeah, here's the center of it. So like once it kind of got there and once I knew that like I had it figured out or whatever, like huge sense of relief. And yeah, it started to actually work a whole lot easier after this little segment. Like but then I get like curious, like, okay, wait, is the green really supposed to go off the edge and then the blue only goes to the one before that? And I did have to look at the pattern a little bit more than I would ever on like a regular arrowhead, but you know, that's it. Hang on, we're past the halfway point. Thank you to my YouTube members. You guys, again, another month has gone by of making bracelets with your guys' help, and I can't thank you guys enough. It really means the world to me. I have like so many ideas still for next year, and I'm really I'm really excited about the prospects of like some of the stuff I'm going to do. I went poking around over on friendshipbracelets.net and found a number of patterns that I was like, that's interesting on its own, but what happens if we like try to mess with it? So there's a bunch of that coming your way. Yeah. You don't know how much more video there is left. Kind of a ways, right? But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed my videos. We're at the end of the year, and I couldn't be more pleased with the whole aspect of what we accomplished this year. Mind you, there wasn't any of like the Christmas ornaments this time around. We kind of covered that last year, and I really didn't come up with any other designs. I could of course take the same designs and give it new patterns, but I'm not sure that that's as helpful, because really, like, if you know how I made it, you can put any pattern in there. I don't think that like I need to tell people that. It's not like, we joke about the idea, like people asking for a bracelet pattern for the color green. I really hope that's not real. I really hope that people understand that when we create patterns or we create the designs, that it is in fact you can make changes, you can make it your own. So yeah. By the way, I'm live streaming right now. So we were talking about the members thing. I'm live streaming right now, and I just noticed that somebody's like joined in and are saying something, and I can't read it because it's I like my computer setup has a monitor and it is a ways away, and my eyesight is not that good. So hello. I'll be done with this video in a couple minutes. Give me a moment here. But yeah, that's one of the things. If you're a member, you get a chance to see behind the scenes. You would have seen me setting up the room and cleaning things up and getting ready for this. And yeah, I would love you if you would join and become a member and help support the channel. Ideally, I wanted to do a lot of giveaways, but right now we really can't, because the primary place that watches my videos is the United States, and it's gotten kind of silly when it comes to the cost of sending something to the United States because of the tariffs. I think the least, like if I just want to send one bracelet in a little padded envelope, I think it's like $24.90 or 20. It's like right around $25, which is crazy. I'm not paying $25 to ship a bracelet. It's not. It doesn't make sense. I can't make it make sense. But when things get back to normal, which I suspect at some point they will, we'll get back to trying to do some giveaways and things like that. So who knows, maybe if we get enough people to become a member, maybe we go ahead and ship despite the $25 shipping fee. Seems ludicrous, but yeah, it could happen, I suppose. Yeah, we're getting near the end of the bracelet now. It's again, the big reveal coming up. Tell me what you think of the bracelet. If you think this is a cool one, if you're gonna make it, let me know. Got ideas for other colors and stuff. Yeah, I'd be interested, because like I said, I might try this one as a double just to see how it turns out, because I think it'll look pretty neat. And I think that's where the pink comes to an end, the red comes back in. Yeah, so we're really close to the end. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much. If you haven't already, maybe hit that like button. It really helps the channel out a lot. If you haven't subscribed, maybe do that as well. You're obviously, you like bracelet videos, so subscribe. All right, and as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.